Solve by completing the square. X squared plus 11 equals 12. X. We need to have this 12x on the same side of the equation as the x squared. And we're supposed to move this 11 to the other side of the equation. We now have x squared minus 12x is equal to negative 11. Our next step is to group our x's. Take out our leading coefficient, there is none. So our next step is to try and bring out the exponent. We bring down the x and the minus sign, and we take half of that coefficient of the non-squared variable, and that would be 6. But be careful, this is no longer really equal to negative 11. We must square this negative 6 and multiply it to the leading coefficient, which is 1, and add that to the other side of the equation. We now have x minus 6, the quantity squared, is equal to 25. So now we're ready to solve for x. It's a terrible 2. And we do that by getting rid of the furthest thing first. To get rid of exponent 2, we can take the square root of both sides. But when we take the square root, we have to write plus or minus. We have x minus 6 is equal to plus or minus, and the square root of 25 is 5. Our last step, in order to get x alone, is to add 6 to both sides. We now have x is equal to 6 plus or minus 5. But you can't leave your answer that way. X is equal to 6 plus 5 is 11, or x is equal to 6 minus 5 is 1. So when there's numbers and they're like terms, you must combine them to give me a simple, clear answer.